What's up everyone, and welcome back to the channel. Today, we're heading to Worcester, Massachusetts, to uncover the story of a mall that's seen it all, the Greendale Mall. This isn't just another dead mall story. It's a tale of changing times, broken promises, and a retail giant that swooped in with a grand vision, only to leave a bigger void in its wake. This is the story of how Amazon bought the Greendale Mall and then abandoned it. Let's rewind to the beginning. The Greendale Mall opened its doors in 1987. For those of you who remember the late 80s and 90s, this was the golden age of the American mall. It wasn't just a place to shop, it was the community hub. The Greendale Mall was no exception. It was anchored by two big names, Lekmere, a beloved New England electronics and appliance store, and a Marshall's. It was a bustling, single-story, 400,000 square foot space filled with the sounds of shoppers, the smell of the food court, and the excitement of finding the latest trends. Throughout the 90s, the mall thrived. It was the go-to spot for families in Worcester and the surrounding towns. You'd meet your friends at the arcade, catch a movie, or just wander around for hours. The store lineup was solid, featuring classics like G-Fox, which later became Filene's and then Macy's, alongside other familiar mall staples. It was a vibrant part of the community, a place where memories were made. For a long time, it seemed like the Greendale Mall would be a permanent fixture in the Worcester landscape. But as we all know, the retail world is a fickle one. The turn of the millennium brought the rise of e-commerce and a shift in consumer habits. The convenience of online shopping started chipping away at the foundation of traditional brick-and-mortar stores. Malls across the country began to feel the pressure, and Greendale was on the front lines of this battle. The first major blow came when one of its original anchors, Lekmere, closed its doors in 1997. That was a big loss. Best Buy eventually moved in, providing a temporary boost, but the writing was on the wall. The 2008 financial crisis accelerated the decline. Shoppers had less disposable income, and malls were one of the first places they cut back on. Slowly but surely, the vibrant corridors of the Greendale Mall started to quiet down. One by one, stores began to leave. The once bustling food court became a ghost town. The final nail in the coffin for many malls is the loss of their anchor stores, and Greendale was hit hard. When Macy's announced its closure in 2016, it was a devastating blow. Without the foot traffic generated by a major department store, the smaller inline tenants struggled to survive. The mall was officially in a death spiral. By the late 2010s, the Greendale Mall was a classic dead mall. The few remaining stores felt isolated in the vast, empty space. Eerie echoes replaced the sounds of shoppers, and for lease signs papered the storefronts. It was a sad sight for anyone who remembered its glory days. The property was sold to a developer, and in 2019 demolition plans were approved. It seemed like the end of the line. The plan was to tear it down and build a new, modern outdoor shopping center called the Greendale Marketplace. It was a bittersweet moment, the end of an era, but hopefully the start of something new. And then, something unexpected happened. The demolition crews were literally on site, tearing down the back of the mall, when a new player entered the game, Amazon. In September 2020, news broke that the e-commerce titan had purchased the 22-acre property for nearly $30 million. The city and its residents were buzzing with excitement. Amazon, the very force that had contributed to the mall's demise, was now poised to become its savior. The plan was ambitious. Amazon intended to build a massive, 121,000 square foot last-mile distribution center. This facility would be a critical hub for getting packages to customers' doorsteps in the final leg of their journey. For Worcester, this meant hundreds of jobs, a significant investment in the community, and the promise of revitalizing a derelict property. It felt like a full-circle moment. The killer of retail was now breathing new life into a retail graveyard. The plans were approved, the remaining structures of the old mall were flattened, and the site was cleared, ready for construction. The future looked bright, but then, nothing. The cleared, empty lot just sat there. Months turned into a year. The initial excitement in the community faded, replaced by confusion and then frustration. Where were the construction crews? Where were the jobs? The massive flat expanse of dirt became a symbol of a broken promise. All the hype, all the headlines, had led to this an abandoned construction site. So what happened? In mid-2022, Amazon confirmed what many had feared. It was pausing or canceling plans for dozens of warehouse facilities across the country, and the Greendale Mall site was one of them. The company cited a slowdown in pandemic-fueled online shopping and a need to reevaluate its real estate footprint. Just like that, the dream of a bustling logistics hub vanished. The retail giant that had swooped in with a grand vision had packed up and left, leaving the city with a 22-acre scar. The irony is almost painful. The Greendale Mall was a casualty of the Amazon effect, the shift to online shopping that Amazon itself pioneered. Then, Amazon bought the mall's corpse, promising a resurrection in the form of a modern logistics center. And then, due to its own internal business calculations, it abandoned the project, leaving the site even more desolate than before. It's a powerful illustration of the immense power and volatility of these corporate giants. Their decisions, made in boardrooms far away, can create and destroy local economies overnight. Today, the site of the former Greendale Mall remains a vast, empty lot. It's a silent monument to what was and what could have been. There are ongoing discussions about the future of the property, with hopes for mixed-use development, perhaps combining retail, housing, and green space. But for now, it's a stark reminder of the mall's tragic, multi-stage demise. The story of the Greendale Mall is more than just about a single building. It's a microcosm of the dramatic shifts in American commerce and community life over the past few decades. It's a cautionary tale about the promises of corporate redevelopment and the real-world consequences when those promises are broken. For the people of Worcester, it's a piece of their history that was torn down for a future that never arrived. What do you think should be done with the site now? Do you have any memories of the Greendale Mall? Let me know down in the comments. I'd love to read them. It's a fascinating and, honestly, a pretty sad story, but it's one that's repeating itself in towns all across the country. Thanks so much for watching. If you found this story interesting, please give this video a thumbs up and consider subscribing for more deep dives into places with forgotten histories. We'll see you in the next one.